Hi, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're looking back at r/facepalm. So let's get right into it and see what we have today for you. It's in England. I know it's pronounced mum over there, but I'm going to say mom. Mom lives on $180 a week and eats instant noodles for dinner, so she can afford to buy her baby Louis Vuitton outfits. She says, if I had to starve myself, I would. Okay. I have a lot to say about this. Okay, so this baby looks between maybe 6 and 8 months old, maybe. It's really hard to tell from pictures, but I'm not going to give her any more than that. Okay, I am a parent. I believe I've said that in many of my videos. If anybody is actually watching, I know I have a couple of subscribers. And my child is now 12. Children, especially when they are babies, grow so quickly. And I believe I also mentioned in a couple of my videos that I was a teacher for 10 years. I taught middle school. And it would drive me absolutely insane. Especially, well, the girls would get, expensive clothes, but the boys would always brag about the expensive shoes that their parents would buy them. And I'm sitting over here in, really inexpensive shoes, that I'm wearing for 5 or 6 years until they wear out. And buying my son shoes from like Walmart and stuff like that because he was only like 2 or 3 or whatever. And buying him clothes from like Walmart and Target and stuff like that where they're really cheap. And I'm like, am I a bad mom because I'm doing stuff like that? And I rationalized that I don't think I'm a bad mother for doing that because my child would literally wear some of the clothes that he had for no longer than a couple of weeks because he would grow out of them so quickly. And the shoes were not much better. Sometimes he wouldn't even wear them for more than a couple of days sometimes because his feet would grow so quickly. He's just now getting to a point where he can wear his shoes for longer than that, for longer periods of time. And we're actually putting down, I say more money, but I'm not like going to put down $300 for a pair of shoes for like Jordans or whatever, I'm not that crazy. And I say $300 or, a pair because my students would be like, yeah, my parents spent like $400 for my Jordans. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do mess like that. You're still growing. Boys don't stop growing until they're closer to like 18, 19 or somewhere around in there. And no. Girls, they stop when they're about 16-ish, maybe. Some of them grow a little bit after that. I'm not saying you can't grow after that. I'm just saying it's an average. But it's absolutely insane, especially for a 6 to 8 month old baby, that you're gonna buy them Louis Vuitton clothes when they're just gonna grow out of them in like less than a month. I just don't understand. Because then what are you going to do with those clothes? Are you going to just throw them away? Are you going to donate them? Are you going to give them to a friend? What are you going to do with those clothes? That's what I need to know. I don't understand. Maybe I'm in the wrong. If I actually have any subscribers and anybody that actually wants to comment on this, I mean, let me know. Let me know if I'm in the wrong. Do you agree with me? I don't know. Next story. So we have a Florida school book here. I believe it's a history book. And this first part of it in the top is the initial version for the review of this book. Okay, so it says that Rosa Parks showed courage. One day she rode the bus. She was told to move to a different seat because of the color of her skin. She did not. She did what she believed was right. Okay, quick, simple, easy enough, right? Okay, so then a second updated version of the book later says Rosa Parks showed courage one day. Showed courage. One day she rode the bus. She was told to move to a different seat. She did not. She did what she believed was right. Okay, so either the first version was not approved. There could have been many different reasons it was not approved. It doesn't necessarily have to be because they didn't agree with this specific part of the book, which, again, it might be a history book. It might be an English book. It's really difficult to tell. But why do they have to take out the part of the story where she was told to move to a different seat because of her race? And, it's mentioning about it's not directly mentioning segregation laws, but then the teacher can infer and, talk about segregation law. Is Florida trying to just sweep under the rug race and segregation? Not the teacher, but is this Florida school trying to sweep that under the rug? I don't know. I don't have enough information here, and but it is an interesting conversation to be had that they want to take that out of this book, and I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah. Okay, so this kills me. A random photographer caught these shots while I was down at the beach during sunset without me knowing. Gotta love the magic of unintentional, spontaneous photographs. Oh yeah, they look so spontaneous. Girl, we know you were posing for Instagram. These are so not spontaneous. And they're probably filtered and edited to God knows what degree. I have very seldom used a editing tool on any of my pictures. I have always believed that inner beauty is more important than outer beauty. If you don't like what you see, then I'm sorry, but that's who I am. And you're not going to get much more than that because this is who I am. Makeup's not going to change a whole lot for me anyway. But I'm not going to say that stuff like this and, the shows that we have been, women specifically, have had shoved down their throats, ever had a bad ever left a bad taste in my mouth when it comes to my self-worth, because yeah, no, it did. So just gonna kind of move right past that and go on. All right, we've got a pastor here that says, and I think I know who that is, but my mind's kind of going blank. Is that Benny Hinn? I'm probably wrong, but I think that's Benny Hinn. Pastor says, Jesus hasn't returned because people haven't donated enough cash. I am a Christian. I have a good relationship with Jesus, but I cannot stand pastors that preach the prosperity gospel. And for those of you that don't know what that means, it's pastors like this who say that you would be happy if you just had enough money, basically. Because money is what's going to make you happy. That Jesus wants you to be happy, and the only way that Jesus is going to make you happy is if you have money. But that's not what the Bible teaches. And I don't know where they're getting their information from in the Bible, because, again, if you read the Bible, that's definitely not what Jesus says. He says that the love of money is the root of evil. But that's a whole nother story and a whole nother rant for another video that I'm probably never going to make because, YouTube and all that being as it is. But anyway, hi. I have a guest. What do you want? Hi. This is my baby Sebastian. Hi. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Okay. Gwyneth Paltrow broke down and ate bread during quarantine. What was your lowest moment? I'm guessing she had a very special diet. I don't know if she's vegan or whatever. Okay, you can go on. So maybe bread's just on her no list of stuff she doesn't want to eat, which, I love bread. I could never. So then we've got a person commenting on this. I lost my job and my mother died. I'd say that this person replying definitely had it worse during quarantine. And I think a lot of people lost their job and lost people that they loved. So, Gwyneth, I'm sorry, but I definitely don't think you had it worse during quarantine. Sorry. Okay, this is a video. Hold on. It's the volume's not up.
My legal name is Greg Gay. I was bullied. One day at lunch, I had my head shoved in the urinal. It busted my lip. I had laid on the ground in a fetal position as the kids kicked me. Well, I went home and I got the 45 out of my father's drawer and put it in my mouth. I had everybody in the school system to help me. Lance, you were the one that shoved my head in the urinal.
Mr.
Thank you.
I will resign and retire as superintendent of Katy ISD.
Okay, so that is absolutely insane. So that just tells me that bullying in school has gone on for so long. Bullying, it's changed obviously over the years. I'm not saying that there's no physical bullying in school, because There definitely is. My son is not in physical school this year. He's in an online school, but I mean, last year he was bullied. So I mean, bullying still happens. And it's really sad. And I hate that, you know, again, as I said, I was a teacher, and there was only so much that I could do, because sometimes I wouldn't even have the full story of what was going on, because I would only catch like the tail end of what was going on. So without the full story, there was only so much I could do. And I'm not saying I didn't believe the person when they would tell me that they're being bullied, but if you don't have the full story, then there's only so much that you can do about what's going on, except report it to guidance or report it to the principal. And sadly, you know, there's only really so much that they can do too. And I think many of us that have been bullied want this moment for ourselves. The moment where we get that comeuppance. And I don't want to say necessarily shame our bullies, but let them get what's coming to them. And I don't know that all of us do. I know I never will. But that's a tale for another time. If you want to hear that story, I will absolutely share it with you. Please comment and let me know if you want to hear the story of my high school bully, and what happened with that. I will share. Yeah, it's, that definitely has some, like, it just makes you just cheer for him a little bit. And then, like, I can't believe that his bully was on the school board. It's just like, ugh, such a jerk being on the school board. Ugh. Okay. We've got a woman here that was sentenced to 8 years after beating her own face with a hammer and blaming it on an Asian grooming gang. How? Like, and she had to have beat her face in with that hammer pretty hard. Like, obviously I can't see this next picture. It's pretty blurry. But, like, we have survival instincts as humans. Like, we don't want to hurt ourselves. But this woman straight hurt herself with a hammer. And then blamed it on an Asian grooming gang. I hope she goes to jail. I don't know. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so start a business for almost $1,000. Nope, that's too much. Buy a new iPhone for almost $1,000? That's no problem at all. Healthy groceries for $100? Too much. dinner and drinks for $100? No problem at all. Watch Netflix for 2 hours? One more episode. Yep, I got time for that. Learn a new skill in 2 hours? No, ain't nobody got time for that. Life is about choices. Stop blaming the lack of opportunity. I definitely agree with a good deal of this. And then this person comments, yes, one of those highly profitable businesses that can be started with almost $1,000 in capital. Yeah. I don't know anything about starting businesses or anything like that. So I don't know if you actually could start a business for $1,000. I mean, I think that they're referring to that this might be an MLM that you could start for $1,000. I don't really know. But I mean, I think what this person is saying rings more true than what this person that's commenting is trying to take the piss out of them. Is doing. What they're saying is that, life is all about choices. The choices that you make in the moment with your time. Because time is the one thing that you can never get back. And so, so. And it's true because, yeah. All right, next. An 11-year-old gave birth at her home in Missouri. She was denied medical care by her parents even during and after delivery. Missouri has no exception for R or N, which means little girls will be forced to go through pregnancy and delivery. So, girl 11 gave birth to baby allegedly fathered by her brother. He and parents are charged. Good. I'm glad that the brother and the parents are charged. I don't know with what, because it doesn't say. But it is absolutely criminal that this child was not given any kind of care during and after the delivery of this baby that was fathered by her brother. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. In Missouri, I believe I consider myself pro-life. Incest might be where I draw the line. Even in cases of R, which would be incredibly difficult. The mother should be given a chance, go through some intense therapy, and then make the decision then whether or not to bring that child to term, and then either keep it or put it up for adoption. That's what I think about that. Because that baby didn't ask to be brought to life. And obviously you didn't ask to be hard either. But it's not that child's fault, what happened. And it's not your fault either. So there definitely needs to be some aftercare with that. And I think the same could be said with incest. But with that, you're talking about some genetic things that could be wrong with that child. So that one's harder. And the reason that I can say what I think about with R, no, I never became pregnant because of that, but I was assaulted when I was younger, by someone I knew. So I understand what it feels like to go through with that. And it is incredibly difficult to get through. And I can only imagine. I was as old as this girl when it happened. So I could only imagine if I had become pregnant what I would have been thinking and had to have gone through at that time. So the less said about that, the better, I think. All right. We've got a poster here who says, men should be building the Hoover Dam or working 12-hour shifts at the shipyard, not playing on the computer. And we got somebody who posted here who says, someone already built the Hoover Dam. So this first poster obviously didn't do her homework or his homework. I don't know if it's a woman or a man. Yeah, we already built the Hoover Dam. I don't know how they build ships anymore. I don't know that they do 12-hour shifts at a shipyard anymore. I think I get what you're trying to say, that there need to be more, dare I say, physical jobs for men. But I don't think you said it in the way that you intended to say it. I don't know that I agree with that. I think that, men and women can do whatever jobs that they want to do. I mean, that's kind of the idea of equality, right? I mean, maybe I'm wrong. All right. I'm proud to be an American because at least I know I'm free. Okay, that's part of our anthem, right? Okay. And then this next person says, Europeans, guess I'm enslaved then. And I guess this is another person. One sec, I'm going to go check if, or it might be the same person who posted the first time. I don't know because all the names are etched out. One sec, I'm going to go check if the moon has any other flags on it. And then the person who initially replied to them says, call me when your moon flag pays for your hospital bills. Ouch. Ouch. Ouch, kabibble. Yeah. So for as much as us Americans love America because we're free, and even that comes with some caveats a lot of times. Our health insurance, okay, some people's health insurance is not that bad. But for the most part, some of our health insurance sucks. But for Europeans and Canadians, their government pays for their health insurance. But I've also heard that it is also really difficult to get in to see doctors and whatnot also. So 6 one way, half a dozen another, maybe. I don't know. All right. I don't know what kind of store this is, but they've got an announcement here. To all our valued customers, no one is allowed to enter the store wearing a face mask. If you are sick or concerned, stay out. 911 will be called right away if you enter the store. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience. Thank you. Okay, so I know that the Rona is, well, I don't know. I mean, I haven't really been keeping up with the news. I don't watch the news for all you people in internet land. I kind of keep up with it through my husband and through other sources. But I don't really watch the news because it's too depressing. Maybe some of you can relate. So I'm not sure of the status of the Rona. I know it was like largely on the decline kind of toward the end of 2020, but then like it kind of made a resurgence at the beginning of 2023. So I don't really know where we're at with it. But there are people that just wear masks out in public because it makes them feel more comfortable, not because they're sick. And, just in different places. I mean, I've seen that. Like, it just makes them feel more comfortable. So you're saying that if a person who just wants to wear the mask because it makes them feel comfortable comes to your place, you're going to call 911 on them? I mean, I guess that they're allowed to do that because it's a private establishment, but that's crazy. Okay. Okay, so we got this person that says, please don't use a calculator, use your brain. 50 plus 50 minus 25 times 0 plus 2 plus 2 equals what? And we've got this person who responded, 90% of responses that are not 104 are Trump supporters. That makes me so mad. Ugh. And then this person who responds, well, Wang, if that is your name, here's a big F for you since that is not the correct answer. If you'd passed 4th grade math, but you didn't, so you failed here. I can't stand stuff like this because people like this person, the first person who responded here, will be like, well, if, you'll get this if you love Jesus, or, if you don't get this, you blah, 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 blah. And I can't stand stuff like that. I'm also really not good with math, but I would actually kind of like to try to figure this out. Okay, so order of operations, you would do the multiplication first, which is 0. Okay. And then so that would be 100 minus 0 so that wouldn't be anything, plus 2 plus, are we sure that's not 104? I'm a little confused. Okay, I'm gonna have to get the calculator out. I'm sorry. 50 plus 50 minus 25 times 0 plus 2 plus 2 equals, so it does equal 104, right? I mean, so it does equal 104. According to the calculator. Somebody comment if I did this wrong, because both my both by my brain and the calculator, 104 is correct. But this second person who commented said that that's not the correct answer. So I'm very confused here. I'm just going to move on because the more I think about this, the more I'm going to be like, did I do that incorrectly? All right, I'm pretty sure this is our last one. If you're wondering what Republicans mean by the term woke, just ask an expert. Right-wing author Bethany Mandel wrote a book claiming that woke culture is destroying America's youth. During an interview, she was asked to define woke. Here's how she responded. So, I mean, woke is what sort of the idea that this is going to be one of those moments that goes viral. So she couldn't even define the word that she wrote about. That is so bad. That is so very, very bad. Like, how, lady? How do you do that? Like, really? Okay, woke. Meaning. That's Wikipedia. I don't like that. Okay, let's do this. Okay. Woke as an adjective. Aware of and actively attentive to important societal facts and issues, especially issues of racial and social justice, often used in contexts that suggest someone expressed beliefs about such matters are not backed with genuine concern or action. Ooh. Also reflecting the attitudes of woke people, politically liberal, as in matters of racial and social justice, especially in a way that is considered unreasonable or extreme. Ooh, okay. Okay. All right, so now we know what it actually is, but the woman who wrote the book about it doesn't know. Alrighty then. Oh, she definitely bungled that interview. And that is the last story. Thank you for joining me. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Have a good day.